call you, he don't like you. He don't keep his word, he don't like you. He's inconsistent, he has someone else. He only calls you when he wants something, he's using you. He starts random arguments, he's cheating on you. He's not investing in you, you're not worth the investment. Never met his family, you're not the one. Been with your guy 5+ years, no ring, no there, he's still searching. You're a placeholder. Men are not complicated, they're very easy to know. Men don't talk with their words, they talk with their actions. Let's go that nation. Be sure to make sure to choose wisely. And remember, I told you.
I give it to her a little bit. She's pretty spot on with some things she's saying. You know, not everything. You know, I'm great. If I knew how to do the reaction videos, or what, I am doing the reaction, but you know, side by, you know how motherfuckers do it. I did time, and I don't know the name of that shit. When they bring up the video, what's happening, and they speaking on it and shit, you can see them and then all that. I gotta learn that shit on my computer, man. But she's pretty spot on with this, you know. But I'm ready to break it down and dig off into it, you dig? Just like I'll in her ass over that motherfucking counter and dig off into her. Bitch, move this fucking fruit. Let's get it in. Big facts. But my thing is this, though, fellas. I want you guys to like, share, and subscribe with the notification bell. It's very important. Like, share, and subscribe with the notification bell. Go join the Patreon. Get on that $1 tier, that $5 tier, that $10 tier. Yeah, I also got that $25 tier just as well. Choose a tier and get up on that motherfucker. You know, and it's lit, it's going down, and I'm a steady promoting and pushing. Yeah, go join that motherfucker. That's what really a lot of my a lot of my good workers over there, man, on that Patreon, man. You know, I do what I do here on YouTube. I can't really go in, but I can go as far as I can go. Go join that Patreon. My video for education purposes only, fair use only. Go to my about section, you know how to get at me, everything's there. Everything's there. Y'all know how to get at me, man. Y'all seen enough of the intros. We gonna get into it real quick. Told you I gotta do a couple videos. It's like what, my third video? No, this is my third video. Sitting right here, just buying the stock. Just coming out there, grabbing a couple games or whatever. Great head back to the pad. So gotta see what's going on. Dig. What she's saying, fellas, is pretty spot on, you know. But what she's not telling you is that that's not the concept and the mentality of every man, you know. He ain't put a ring on your finger, don't mean that he's not trying to marry you or whatnot. That don't mean he don't want you, he's still searching, you know. Well, it does mean that he's not trying to marry you if he ain't putting the ring on your finger. He's not into the marriage or whatnot, but him searching, that's what I meant to say, him searching for other women may not be true. He just may not be the type of dude that feel that marriage is appropriate for him. Some men are like that. Some men don't look at it like, I don't need to go to a motherfucking courthouse. I don't need to go to the church. Provide all this goddamn money, festivities and shit just for a guy just to be with you and not being with you. We've been together for 15, 20, bitch, we are married. Some men think like that. And that's what it is. You know, if he's not calling you back, he's not texting you or none of that shit, he doesn't like you. That don't mean that. That doesn't mean that. Not at all. What happened to people being busy? What happened to guys actually having things to do besides her? I got chicks right now. I got a couple chicks right now that text me and call me way more than I text and call them. I still like them. That doesn't mean I don't like them. Yeah, I like them. I just got other shit going. I got other things I'm doing. So why put myself in a bracket of feeding into conversations that's meaningless, that's not making no money? And if it ain't making no money, why am I going to sit around and speak? I speak on this shit when I see you. Does that sound about right? Okay, then. That doesn't mean he don't like you. You know? Like I said, I'm going to break down certain things that she's saying, and I'm going to dissect it. You know? She's totally wrong on that. That ain't what it means. Women gonna naturally think because they think out of their feelings, fellas. And once you get to understanding women, then you know that that's how they operate. They think out of their fucking feelings. So she's feeling like, oh, he don't like me because he's not texting and calling me as much as I'm texting and calling him. You're so motherfucking job. You a woman. Your job is to text and call that man all the fucking time. And the reason why is because that's your thing to do, because you're thriving out of your feelings. You know, this is considered validation to women when they're texting and calling you all the time. That's women. That's not for a fucking man. Now, if I got time to respond, I'm going to respond. If I ain't got time to respond, then you ain't going to get the response. That's just what it is. I see you when I see you, or I get at you when I get at you. You know, and with all due respect. That's just how I go. You know? And, you know, she was just saying a lot of things on here. You know, like I said, she's spot on with what she's saying, but that doesn't pertain to the mind frame of every man. It doesn't. Not at all. It just don't make sense, fellas. It don't make sense at all. I'm a man. I'm a 41-year-old man. I'm not about to return calls 24/7. You know, I'm not about to cater to you by taking you ring shopping, or me going ring shopping trying to find a ring to try to marry you and put you up under my wing. No, if I'm not that kind of man. You get it? And it's what you're willing to accept. You know, that's all it is what she's willing to accept. Right? Yeah, you know. Talking about if he's inconsistent, he's cheating on you. Huh? You know, that's crazy, man. A person that's inconsistent doesn't necessarily mean that they're cheating. If you want to talk about relationship-wise, you want to talk about, you know, putting it in the relationship form. Now, if you just having sex with this chick and y'all just fucking here and there, that ain't cheating. You just doing what you're doing. Now, if you claiming her and you putting a title on this shit, then yes, she can look at it as cheating because you are inconsistent. And a man supposed to have consistency about himself. And that's real. But him being inconsistent don't necessarily mean he cheats. Him being inconsistent could mean he's a habitual fucking liar. Him being inconsistent mean he's not a man. He's not living up to the masculinity of a man. He's being on some little boy type shit. You know, that doesn't mean he's cheating. No, not at all. That's not every man. So she's putting this message out here. She's putting this shit out here basically to feed the narrative of this is men and this is how they are. And that ain't true. You know, there's a statistic and there's a poll and there's a breakdown of everything in life. You know, that's why it's called game. Recognizing game. Real shit. You got to pay attention to recognizing everything that's going on. I mean, recognize and pay attention to everything that's going on around you. And every man is different that she encounter or any woman encounter. When you're dealing with multiple men, or you see different men, or you've been sleeping with different men, every man is different. That's just how it is. You know? And that's just the way it go. You know, and she said something about starting arguments with you, mean he doesn't like you, mean he's fucking around, or if a man starting arguments with you, that means he's a bitch. That don't necessarily mean he's cheating. That means he's a bitch. He could be starting shit with you because he's insecure within himself. He could be starting shit with you because he can't put his finger on what he think you probably doing or whatnot. You know, he's probably starting shit with you because he come out of that household, or come out of that single motherly, you know, raised bullshit to where he acts like a woman. You know, him arguing with a woman shows him that if she argue with me back, she loves me or she likes me type shit. You know what I'm saying? Thinking like a motherfucking bitch. That's all that is. That don't mean he's necessarily cheating on you because he's starting an argument with you. No, not at all. Now, the guy that she's fucking with could have started an argument with her and she found out he's cheating and she's summing up, this is all men off of this one guy. That ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it. You got to get yourself out here and deal with multiple guys and know what it actually is, because you're going to run across a guy that ain't going to start no argument with you. He ain't going to do none of that shit. He ain't going to be about none of that. You start one with him, you out of this motherfucker. Flat out. You know, you got guys out here, you start an argument with them, or y'all get into the argument phase, they'll put their hands on you. You got guys out here that will argue back with you. You got guys out here that will shell up in a cocoon and don't say nothing and go off, don't text back and don't, run off, ghost you and all. Everyone is different. So like I said, she's pretty much spot on with a lot of things, but those lot of things everything she's basically talking about is like, it pertains to one man or a couple men that she dealt with. It don't pertains to every man. That's not it. And she's putting this shit out here, fucking up the minds of the young women, thinking that this is every man. So they'll go into a relationship or they'll go into a situationship dealing with a man thinking or expecting certain things out of him when she could be hit with a curveball and hit with something totally different. Then that shit'll wake your ass up like cold ass water early in the morning, fresh out of bed, you dig? Motherfucker just douse it on you. When you're a kid, you and your brothers and sisters. Yeah, you know what it is. Your ass jump. It'll give her a big ass wake up call. Real talk. To know that every man is different. Some men just ain't gonna argue with you. Some men ain't gonna put up with your shit. That's real talk. Some men give you one chance and you getting the fuck on. That's the game, baby. Like these videos, share them, and subscribe, and you already know it's the motherfucking message. Holla.